reading again, Gainz Nation, but this book is not going to be Gainz related, I guess you'd say. Um, it is more for fun. So I won't be doing an upcoming book review for the month of June or July. But and also too, Gains Nation. What was cool about all this is I'm so cheap, and Roman's so cheap, and I earned enough Blue Cross Blue Shield fitness points to get a free Kindle. And I'm so excited because I hate reading physical books, and like the Kindle has like so much like warmth and brightness settings. And it feels so nice in the hand where I'm not holding it with two hands the whole time. And yeah, and I rent all the books, the ebooks from the library. So it's like a free win-win situation, right, Roman? Like, I mean, what's better than that?
You know what I love about us, buddy? Um, I um, I have used in the past like the earbuds, and I've cleaned them, or rather, my wife cleaned them. Thanks, Shay baby. But like they still kind of bother my ears, so I've
Yeah.
been saving up points at work to buy no headset, like over ear headset, to like level up the audio for a Gains podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should go with like the XM, I want to say it's the XM5, the Sony XM5, or if I should just get something like cheap. If I get something cheap, I have the points now. If not, I have to wait like, a few like sales iteration cycles before I can afford it. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, you should first of all look at your Blue Cross Blue Shield points. Did you see those and see if you have enough for like headphones on that marketplace? Because
No.
I don't know if you looked at it lately, but like they didn't even they used to never sell the Kindle before, and then I was talking to Sam and I was like, I'm so jealous of your Kindle, yada yada yada. I don't want to buy one. And then she goes, why don't you look at the Blue Cross Blue Shield thing? And it's been a while. I had like 36,000 points, and I know you don't earn a lot of points because you don't like visit like a gym, and I get those points from visiting gyms. But like from the health assessments and all that, and like all the stuff you do, they added a lot. I mean, they even have aftershocks on there. I saw those. The headphones I have, the bone conduction ones, um, and I really like those. I know the microphone's like dead on them because I just sweat all the time on them and I bring them in the sauna, but they still, play audio perfectly for me. So that's all I care about. I don't really talk on the phone with headphones really. So, well,
Nice.
this and yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I stopped the well in Target plan like fall of 22.
Yeah,
Um,
but you still have the well, no, you stopped the fitness program. You
yeah.
didn't stop the well on target. Well on target's that separate thing.
Okay.
With like the health assessment, the quizzes. Like if you set up like say if you have high blood pressure, you set up goals. They give you points for setting up like goals to lower your blood pressure. Or if you're diabetic, there's like you could set up goals on lowering your blood sugar and trying to do better with blood sugar. So yeah, check it out. Just sign into your main insurance thing and then just do well on target. Check out your points, buddy. They even have an app now too on your phone.
I feel like I did know that. I don't know if I have them on my phone anymore, but
Yeah.
all right. Check it out. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, and also too, another thing too is I've been working out. I actually have been making a plan for someone too, which is like pretty cool. I'm prepping a lady um, for her wedding. So here I'll show you the sneak peek on the sharing. Can you see my screen, Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm working on week. I'm gonna work on week 3 after this, but I don't want to show too much because I don't want people to copy. But there's some little adjustments and then the outcomes and all that. So she's prepping for a wedding in July. So we kind of started later, but we're doing about a 4-week routine, and some of the goals is just to build some more muscle in the back. Get the legs more in shape, get the legs to have more muscle for her dress, and look good and feel good. So she's got 2 kids, so it's pretty cool that I'm doing this and it feels good. Oh,
That's
and I
amazing.
posted this. There you go. I posted this video today. Some overhead. This is actually some of the topic today too, because I was telling Roman about that. Dang, look at all that peeling skin.
All we can see right now, buddy, is the desktop and looks like maybe a Teams chat.
Oh, really? You can't see this?
Nope.
Wow, really? Interesting. Let me do it again. Here, let's see.
Are you in a video? Hey, there we go. There we go. We got it. We got the Gainz.
There's the. I'll have to edit that first part out if it's bad on the video, but yeah, so like it's pretty cool that I'm actually doing something with someone, a client, or not really just doing it for fun and helping her out because she's a good friend of ours, and it's nice to start doing like a workout plan for somebody and like hearing week by week like, oh, everything's great, I'm recovering great, I feel like a good sore, but I'm still ready for my workout and all that good stuff. So I'll stop sharing, and then but yeah, man, it's been really nice, and I'm going to the wedding, so hopefully she feels good and looks good for the wedding because it's her big day, right? Everyone wants to look good for their big day, right?
Yes,
Even
sir.
Roman. Even Roman wants to look good for his big day. Or he had the big day.
Man, trim. I was looking at some of those photos recently, and like, I've definitely like puffed up the face a little bit. The game, the gains are there, but
Yeah.
definitely probably like 10 pounds heavier this year versus same time last year.
Yeah, you know what? I noticed the same thing. For me, like you could tell with my face, like right away. I saw a video or a picture of me in the hot tub in Arizona, and like you could see like my jawline was like so defined compared to like right now. And I don't even think I'm not that fat. I don't think I said it the last time, but I decided to do like a mini cut for like 5 pounds. Been weighing around 210 to 213, mostly 210, and I want to get down to 205 within like a month's time or 2 months time, which that's a little bit faster than I wanted to. But if I don't get to 205, I get to like 209, 208. That's fine with me. I just
Yep.
want to get a little bit tighter. 5 pounds in a month, I am never going to suggest that, guys. Just so you know, like that's why I wanted to say it right away. I would never suggest that unless for some reason you're really, really overweight and you're not been working out for a long time. That's the only time I would suggest that, right, Roman? One of the only times.
It's doable. It's 1.25 pounds per week, so it's a deficit of what is it? Call it like 4,400 calories per week, which I mean could be considerable. Like if your maintenance is 500 for example, so let's say 4,500, yeah, 642 calories per day. So call it 700. We're talking 1,800 calories per day is what you're looking at for that rate of loss. Which some people might be like, that's easy as pie, but for others, it's like you're cutting out like, I mean, we're talking like the leanest of protein. You're cutting out like all extra stuff. It's like
Yeah,
protein, fruit, veg. That's pretty
yeah,
much all you. And like, no hot dogs, no sausages, too fatty, unfortunately. We're talking like chicken breasts. You might afford, splitting it with like some chicken thighs, that kind of thing. Like probably no rice, to be honest with you. We're talking like a couple servings of fruit and veg per meal. It's like for fullness. Make sure that your fiber stays up there. That's what your meals look like, and you're probably consuming like anywhere between like most people 3 to 5 meals a day to get to your protein targets. Obviously, like if you're a 300-pound bodybuilder, like that's why they'll eat 6 or 7 times a day, because it's like they need to be able to get in like 40 to 60 grams of protein per meal, right? So like if you had, let's say, 4 meals a day, which is what I usually do, I do 4 or 5. For me, I'm 160 to 170 pounds usually. Let's call it 165 right now. So I try to get anywhere on the low end of 30 and a high end of 50 for my meals. So like the highest I'll be is like 200 grams, which is probably like pretty infrequent. I probably am around like the 130 to 150 grams of protein per day. So I definitely fall in that like that bottom range of like the 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight to gram of protein ratio. seems to work mostly okay for me, I'd say.
Yeah.
I was joking with a friend this morning about this, but I feel like the gains have been like kind of crazy recently. Like I'm like definition in the shoulders, and I'm like a little puffy too. So definition is sometimes hard to come by. I'm getting like thicker in like the chest. The back is definitely like add a little bit of like thickness and width. So like the workouts, like just absolutely crushing them. However, if everything is like not perfect, like meaning like if I like miss a single meal in a day, like if I had 3 meals versus 4, I like will like throw out my back for like 1 to 2 weeks. My hip will be all like literally like if everything is like not perfect, optimized, like I have to get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep. If I get like 6.5 or 6 hours of sleep, like boom, like something happens. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, man, like your 30s, like people always tell you, but you really do happen to us in our 30s, buddy. Like, what are 40s gonna look like? Like, I'm pretty stinking close to perfect most of the time, within a range, like 80 or 90 percent to 100%, of what I could do from like a optimality standpoint. I never hit 100%, right? But
Yeah.
like means like you hit your protein targets, you add in a reasonable amount of like carbohydrate and fats for recovery and fueling workout perspective. You have meals sandwiched between workouts for making sure you have like some like you're spiking your blood sugar for like increased performance perspectives. You're adding in weekly cardio to make sure that like your endurance can kind of get you through some of those high rep sets, because oftentimes I'm like doing like 10 20 rep sets of like you name it. It could be extensions, it could be walking lunges, it could be dumbbell incline, it could be seated rows, it could be a machine row, it could be like you name it. But like if you don't have proper cardio health, aerobic endurance, for example, like you can't get through that set. Like I can't tell you how many times I walk by somebody and they could like, I can tell by their breathing that they could probably get a number of like additional reps in. So like I feel like so many things are like as close as I can get them to perfect without being like like super anal about it. But like if I deviate from that, like let's say like 80 to 90+% close to perfect, and like the wheels fall off the wagon.
You're off the wagon. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean it makes it a good point. I mean, there's so many people where they're just like kind of inconsistent with how they're feeling every day, and I mean that points out pretty much everyone's like biggest problem or biggest hassle of life. It's always ever going to be, and there's a lot of things you can't control, right? So when you throw kids in the mix, or you throw work in the mix, you throw relationships in the mix, you throw family in the mix. Some of the things like, my brother asked me to drive into the airport, and I don't want to say no, but he picks those early flights, and he wanted me to do it at like 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, holy cow! Like, I wake up pretty early, 5:36 in the morning, but it's like, it's like, I'm losing that good 2 hours of sleep right there. My, I guess I should market this. My biggest hint and trick that I can offer to people is that's why we always were a big proponent. I just adjust my routine. So it's like, okay, if I had to do that and it's a Tuesday, it's my typical workout day. Wednesdays and Sundays are my off days. And if it's a Tuesday, guess what? Tuesday is the off day. Wednesday is the workout day. That's it's like the biggest thing. And I used to never be like that. I used to be like, I'm gonna grind, 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 grind. And then I just, like Roman was saying, you get older, just like, it's not worth it. And I don't think it's anything to have a problem with. I think I had what was it? Last Monday is a workout day. I had a busy morning. I had to go somewhere like early in the morning. I had to go to an appointment, and then I had a bunch of meetings, and then like both Sam and I work out, but we have to work out at separate times now. So it's like now we have to allot like an hour for me, hour for her. So I just gave her the hour, and then my Wednesday I didn't take off. I worked out Wednesday instead of Monday. So it's like I took that rest day on Monday instead. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's still not going to be perfect, but I mean that's like the if I had $1 million idea and I could sell it in a bottle, like that's like the biggest thing with training. Like I don't like you can't beat yourself up. I just you just got to do it. You got to keep going after it and just you kind of had to do it. And then to your point about like the eating and stuff, like yeah, I want to maybe lose like 3 to 5 pounds, and if I don't get to that 5 pound mark, I really wouldn't be mad because I'm probably gonna lose muscle if I lose the 5 pounds in like 4 weeks. But like for me, like all it is like, hey, I might not have like a snack or I might not have dessert. Because I've been kind of eating like some like, snacks and whatnot after dinner. So I just eat lighter or eat better or eat lower calorie meals at that time. I just go back to what I was just eating. I just finished. I just had a protein cake with vanilla Greek yogurt. Like it's sweet, it feels good, tastes good, and now I just got like almost 40 grams of protein, maybe like 10 grams of carbs, maybe, and like barely, I don't think there, maybe like 1 gram of fat, maybe 2 grams. So it's like what Roman was saying, like, I just pretty much swap a meal out. If it's 4 to 6 meals a day, what one meal is the densest that I can kind of just change up, you know? And I'm not gonna kill myself for it. No, yeah, my workouts are gonna suffer a little bit. I might be a little bit more tired here and there, but easy money.
Yep. Yep. You could probably cut out one snack a day and then add 2K steps, and that'd probably get you halfway there to your goal.
And it makes it so much easier at this time of year because it's like the steps are easy. Like like you said, 2K steps. Like I'm outside like after work or before work like the whole time. I'm
Yep.
I'm walking, and then before dinner or after dinner, I'm playing soccer, working on the house. I'm playing soccer with my son, so it's like it's like we're out there. It's just like I'm. It's not even. It's not even 12 o'clock here yet, and I'm already almost at 7,000 steps. So it's like I know like so it's like my goal is like just hit over 10K and I'll be good. So it's like it's easy right now. So
And for reference, like for those that are like 2,000 steps, that seems so much. At a walking pace of 3 miles an hour, which is the average, that would be 20 minutes of walking. So it would essentially be adding in 20 minutes of walking, taking out a snack. So the way
yeah,
that looks typically, if you eat 3 meals a day and you have a snack after work, you'd essentially still eat 3 meals a day. You'd take that snack out, and as opposed to eating that snack, you'd go for a 20-minute walk, come home, and start working on dinner. That's what that process would look like functionally, and then Antoine would be halfway to the goal already without changing any other variables.
yeah.
So pretty cool stuff.
Oh, I also want to give a shout out. My mom, I guess, promotes our podcast quite a bit, and one of the customers came in and told her, "Your son's podcast is really good. Thanks for letting me know." And I said, "Hey, thanks for always supporting me, Mom. One more person. So if you're listening, thank you for being a new listener and a follower of the Gainz podcast. It's always nice to hear those things, even though it's not like every day I hear that. So
Thank you, Mama Coletta. We appreciate
yeah.
it.
Yeah, and then I was just with two buddies yesterday, and the one guy's like, "I heard your book review. It was pretty cool." So maybe maybe we'll get Roman back into health and fitness books, and maybe we'll get a review from him.
That'd be sweet. All right.
I'm just trying to push you to do something now, Roman. Actually, it's not gonna really be fitness related. The next book review is gonna be it's actually going to be the controversial person that everyone loves and hates. So I'm reading a Jordan Peterson book next. So it just he's like the most hated and loved man. And it's just been on my list. I never even got to finish the David Goggins book, so I couldn't even do a review on that. I think I got like 50 pages in or 100 pages in, and I mean the wait list is crazy for the library for the Don't Hurt Me one, and couldn't finish that. So I'm gonna have to revisit that and put that on video because that one's a cool one too. So
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about Dr. Peterson, Jordan Peterson, like he has a lot of content out there, like for sure. I think like he has what like a lot of people in that like reach that level of fame like so quickly. I feel like they're pressured into trying, like Charles Poliquin is a perfect example. Try to be experts in fields that they're not really like associated with. So
Oh,
Charles,
like Paul Saladino too.
yeah, Paul Saladino is a great example.
Yeah.
So I was watching him in a video recently with
World
our boy.
Citizen.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I watched that too. I love World Citizen.
Yeah. Whenever I don't listen to Will as much as I do, just life and work and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But I love Will. But it was humbling to hear Paul, who was humbling, and essentially say like he was wrong about carnivore. He was wrong about XYZ. Not say that like if you do carnivore and it works for you, that's great. That means it works for you. It doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody. So yeah, really fascinating. I feel like people have a little bit of mission creep. So Jordan Peterson is no different. Like for example, I love bringing up this example because like it's a clear example of where he's wrong. He tried to tell us like what beauty is. Beauty is quite literally a subjective thing. Aesthetics is like beauty is in the eye of the beholders. There's a reason why that statement is so evident. So Jordan tried to tell us, meaning like the world, like what beauty is and what beauty isn't. And he's just flat out wrong. Like nobody can tell you what is beautiful. You define what's beautiful for you. So it was like, little things like that. I'm like, all right, you got some great info out there. Like, I love, that you take this principled approach. Like a lot of men, for example, were directionless in like a quote unquote godless world where religion has kind of taken a backseat to technology. So he gives a lot of structure for people. But then he has a little bit of mission creep and he tries to comment on something that he believes is like woke or whatever. And he's very clearly like wrong in his analysis. But again, like this is what happens. This is mission creep. Charles Poliquin, similar thing. Paul Saladino, similar thing. Like us, like we need to be checked. Like if you feel like put up and that's like mission creep, like I can't tell you what would be like a safe approach to your pharmaceutical.
I mean, I think we have. I mean, but we also have came back and like said like, maybe we've said that and like now this is our new thoughts too. So like I think we have. Like I'm not even gonna deny it. I think it's evident that we have.
Yeah. And I mean like I'm not an expert in fitness, but like I have 20 some odd years of experience like in the gym. We consume a lot of content from like top level individuals in the industry. I think we've developed like a critical eye. But like, yeah, can and are we wrong often? Yeah, definitely 100% I am wrong pretty often. And I even have to call myself out and say like, well, I used to think this, I used to believe this. And based off what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing, what I'm hearing, like I don't think this is the case anymore. So I think that's like really important.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a time and place. I mean, even when you don't know something too, think about it that way. So if it's like we're talking about something that we kind of just been around for quite a bit of our lives, but like even if you're like doing something right, there's always going to be like people saying, "I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right," and then you hear like the opposite thing. I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Like Roman's favorite, Scotty Kilmore. You know,
Yep.
he likes his Hondas and Toyotas, but is there a chance that maybe that's not right? Maybe that's kind of wrong. Maybe he's not totally right about that. So something like that. So I just wanted to throw something where it's like the total opposite of what we're talking about right now. But yeah, like it just that's why I want to do the book review on someone like him because I think he's just such a controversial person. And when I tell people my views, especially like on a platform like this, like I'm not gonna really tell you truly how I feel or how you should feel because that's not our thing, right? Like we'll tell you like our opinion on like a fitness program, form, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it's like something like I know where like people get caught up and they say something like so strongly, then it gets kind of out of context. And I just want to provide the information in the book and provide like some educational material and something that could be fun for you, right? Like I'm reading a book by Stephen King right now. Like I could do the book review on that, but it's like Jordan Peterson is more like health and fitness related more than like Stephen King. Shout out to Roman's boy. He's a local. Him and Stephen King are local neighbors to each other. No, I'm just messing. I know he like grew up in Maine or Massachusetts or whatever the heck. So he's local to you, but yeah, but you get what I'm saying though. Like even like the David Goggins thing, like the Don't Hurt Me, is it really health and fitness related? Yes and no. It was more of a background of his life and his history and how he became the man who he is now. But like I still want to tell people like what it's about, what I feel about it. Like the testosterone optimization Bible. Like half that book was about like pro anabolics and pro hormones. Am I even pro anabolics and hormones? I don't know. You tell me. You got to listen to the episode and tell me how I feel. But like, it's like something like, that's not even my lifestyle. And I read it and I, provided some information about it. So that's what we like to do, right? Roman would love to sit down and listen to or read Alan Argon. Do you even read or listen to his stuff?
Back in the day, I definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing the algorithm pushes me to, the little bit that I'm on social media, is football. Anything, just football content. It's so bad. It's just like all football.
Yeah, my content is some goofy stuff sometimes. So it's like work. I don't know, workout stuff sometimes. Like I'll watch some of it, but yeah, the content is kind of weird when it comes to the algorithms. But yeah, we want to end it here, buddy?
No, that's good. I think we should still chat maybe off air, or maybe we'll save it for next week.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
What we're going to chat about, kind of troubleshooting your programming. But we maybe we can take it off air, and then however that discussion goes, we can determine if it'll be valuable for the listeners next week.
Yeah, I posted in that post I was showing earlier is the elbow's still not feeling the best, my elbows. And yeah, long story short, it could be something else. We don't know, but that's why you troubleshoot, right? Someone did ask me, I'll leave you on this. Someone did ask me, and I gave him a good and a bad answer at the same time. Someone was asking me about a shoulder issue, and I'll leave us on this one for to think maybe on the next podcast. But usually times with like injuries or problems with working out is maybe underutilized, overutilized, or maybe not working properly, right? Or even like functionally properly, right? So it's kind of hard to pinpoint things. And what I want you to do is if you're feeling like you have trouble in your lifestyle right now, working out, figure out what you're doing the most and see if that first is like the issue. The gentleman that was talking to me about his shoulder, he stands up for 8 hours at a time for work. He runs a lot, walks a lot. So think about that. And I just want to just throw that out there, leave it open ended. And we could even maybe chat about it the next time too. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.